Well, that's good. I think we have to sort of lead by example. You're fading away again, Vincent.
I wasn't talking.
Oh, it must have been an echo or something.
Odd. Um, is it echoing?
Not anymore.
Okay, so if anyone doesn't know what happened, see the stream previous to this one. The name of the stream is "The Cube Got Vincent Bruno's Gay Sex Pics from Pedophiles and Animal Porn Peddlers." And okay, so here's the story. I'll tell the story again. So someone sent Lewis Wain my naked sex pics that they found in a gay chat room. And Lewis Wain posted them, and then Pebblebeard took them and made a YouTube video with them. So obviously, I was a little upset. This was all done to hurt me. So, I wanted revenge. So I decided to kind of stir shit up. So we made. So anyway, no, somebody told me. So I have a stalker, and Stephen J. James told me that I have a stalker, and somebody in the chat told me that it was Jord. So we made that stream accusing Jord of being the stalker, who got the, whoever got, these gay sex pics. Um, but Jord denied it, and we covered that in the stream, and we said, okay, Jord didn't do it. Um, yeah, so we're like, oh no, Jord didn't do it. And so anyway, because I accused Jord, Lewis Wain gave me the name of the person who sent him the gay sex pics. Well, to make a long story short, the people who got the sex pics are like pedophiles and animal porn peddlers and animal fuckers and porn freaks. They're right wing, white. They claim they are not right wing. They are like they claim they're not right wing, but the leader is. Look, it's a stereotypical kind of like alt rightish, fetish farm hypocrisy land that got them. So the problem was that so I was like Lewis Wain and the Cube. Why are you one step away from pedophiles and animal porn peddlers? And then so they revealed, which they revealed that this person came into the Cube because they're one of my viewers, not because they knew Jord or Lewis. So that looks bad on me instead of them. But, in my defense, the thing is, first of all, they should never have really done this. And number two, like, then they should have explained this to me, at some point that, um, you know, um, well,
I
the
just wanted
point
to
is,
say, Vincent, how proud I am of you that you apologize so quickly without being prompted. I think if more people were like you in being swift to admit that they were wrong, um, we'd solve our problems a lot quicker.
um, well, the thing is that, yes, I have to apologize because, I made it look like they were into no good stuff, but now it looks like, so now they have it on me that like, oh, your show attracts. Okay, this is what I do want to bring this. Their group attracts garbage, but they're throwing at me that like, oh, you attracted an animal fucking pedophile, like,
Well, I guess people who complain about their government are not, in a good place. So I guess a lot of people are, not happy and they're not high status people who lead a good life or had a good, you know, family background and they are damaged, traumatized people. And people like that don't tend to, um, you know, portray themselves very well. But even amongst the worst of these people, um, there can be people prepared to set a better example, and it seems you are one of them.
Well, what was I going to do? I was obviously in the wrong. I mean, obviously, what was I going to
No, I
say?
mean, well, I mean, I think it's just good that you're capable of admitting you're wrong so quickly, and you didn't agonize about it for a few months, and then hope people would forget about it, and you corrected it ASAP, and then you can draw a line under it, and we can talk about other things. I mean,
Mm,
but the fact is, people are degenerate compared to previous generations, and these things are going to be thrown at us because of this idea that we are allowed to have all kinds of sex, and a lot of people probably do, and then they get shamed for it. I mean, I thought it was quite educational that we couldn't even, we weren't even sure if bestiality was illegal.
it's legal in 4 states. I mean,
Yeah, but only in 4 states. So it sort of, people not being sure about the position. And actually, in the Abrahamic religions, well, Christianity doesn't mention bestiality. Only the Jews um, punish it with, well, capital punishment and the killing of the animal. The Quran doesn't really mention it, although the Hadith does, saying that the animal also has to be killed. But so a few interesting. I mean, I guess I'm just trying to look on the bright side, Vincent, and I just wanted to say that it's good that you are able to apologize so quickly and draw a line under it,
you know,
so you don't have to sound so downhearted. I guess the fact is that a lot of people in these circles are low status people who are in some way damaged and traumatized by their background. And okay, I'm going to acknowledge my political agenda, which is to say that white people have been damaged by their religion, and it's unacknowledged trauma.
yes. Yeah, so you would like Ludendorff. I know she said that illogical stuff makes you become very you liked that she said illogical things make you very very sensitive to any kind of irrational idea, and so people become atheists because they don't want to know, they don't want to know, but
Well, yes, I mean, it makes them neurotic. It could drive them mad through the effort of believing in two contradictory things,
mhm,
which is, the entire essence of Christianity. Which, on the one hand, accepts the Ten Commandments forbidding idolatry and blasphemy, and on the other hand, openly practices it. And it has been doing it for so many centuries. And, what are you supposed to think if you're a Christian? Except that, to know that you have to abandon it, and maybe you don't want to abandon it because it's been the religion of your nation and your race for so long. I mean, there are so many things to talk about as far as that is concerned, and basically, it is a kind of morality play. What we're going through now, you accusing, whoever, and then you know discovering that who you thought was guilty were not in fact guilty, but there's a lot of moral questions to be investigated about why um, things are not working out for a whole bunch of people, and what their different reactions to the situation is. I mean, you're reacting to it by um, trying to find a system of breeding, and I have a different solution, and other people might just wish to enjoy the degeneracy before they die, which apparently is the option that what was his donkey Dick or something is choosing
Junk,
to
black
take.
junkie, black junkie.
I don't know. And they give themselves such ridiculous names.
Either they give themselves disgusting names and they're just trash, and but it's still safe to say that this guy that's into the animal porn is still a right wing white man with racialist tendencies, like all these people. So, I mean, well, I just want to bring up one more thing that my channel doesn't attract. It attracts men like him, hetero, flexible, straight, racialist, right wing white men. And they're the ones. It's not the gay people. It's not the gay people. It's not like I'm attracting gay people here. If you notice that this didn't come from like a traditional gay community, it came from a cube, hetero flexible, you know, right wing hetero flexible place.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear. Okay, I didn't hear the whole sentence, or I didn't.
No, I'm saying that I didn't attract homosexuals to my channel, like not open gay homosexuals, like are normal homosexuals. I attracted hetero, flexible, straight, white, racialist white men to my channel, and they're the animal fuckers and pedophiles, not, you know what I mean, not the.
Well, I
I don't,
think you attract. I mean, people. Well, married mothers have found what we discuss interesting, like Carol and that woman.
yes.
So it's not that you only attract, perverts.
No, but I'm saying that the pervert community comes from these white right wing racialist, you know, communities. It doesn't come from the gay club scene. Like gay club guys aren't coming here. It's these closeted, you know, um, hetero flexible, bisexual, gay, right wing white men.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we will attract, a better class of people if we play our cards right. No, no, but I keep saying, don't despair, Vincent. We're going to be talking to the Jews. We're going to be talking to the Christians and the Muslims and the powerful religious groups, really. Well, they're more powerful than the Eastern religions. And for the Christians, we're going to say you're idolaters. And for Jews, it's like, well, you're not fit for the purpose God made you as chosen people. Oh, and Muslims, you're not that much better either, and that's why the world is going down the toilet, and it's all your fault because you're such a bunch of hypocrites.
Well, after this, I don't know who's gonna listen to me, but you know what I mean. Like, no, but actually, no. I'm sorry. I do want to. No, 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 no. I totally take that back. I'm not in the wrong here. Just because there's some right wing, heteroflexible, closeted, stereotypical right wing racialist man on my channel who happens to be associated with pedophiles and is an animal fucker, doesn't look bad on me because that's all I get. And there's a big difference between a man who's openly gay and is listening to me versus someone like that. Okay, that's more indicative of the cube anyway, but
That's okay. Anyway, you're taking a
oh
relaxed
my
approach.
god, my sex pics are circulating on social media. Fuck. Oh my god, it's okay. What am I gonna do? I wanted to be a
No,
porn
no,
star.
no. The thing is, you were the one. You were the one who compiled that collage of you and me, right? And then you tagged me on
No,
Facebook.
after I was already exposed, I'm fine with. I just have to get over it. Okay. Do you know what I'm really unhappy about? The only thing I'm unhappy about that I didn't like. Okay, I didn't mean this. I wanted to do porn when I was younger. I don't look good in those pictures. I don't look good anymore. I'm not. I'm older. I'm not like a sexy person. Is
Yeah, but you don't have to do that anymore. You can just watch it. You don't have to perform it.
I know, but why couldn't it have leaked when I was like 25? Why did it have to leak when I was like, inadvertently when I didn't really want it to leak? I didn't want anyone seeing those pictures unless they were some like, gay man that was looking for someone who's not necessarily like top shelf, but you know what I mean, like somebody who would take me.
Well, you already married, so somebody has taken you.
Well, I need sex, so you know what I mean.
Okay. But you can do it. Um, are there kind of gay brothels that you can
There's
save up for?
I just have to be happy about this. I'm just unhappy about the way I look. I'm not. I'm unhappy about the way I look. I'm
No,
unhappy
no.
about
But
the way.
what I meant is that straight men can go to brothels, and it's like the prostitute doesn't have to find them attractive. They just have to do it because they're being paid. So I mean, I'm sure gay men have that option too, don't they? It's like you don't even have to fancy me. I paid you, so you have to do it. So I guess you just have to save up, and maybe it's more fun if you if you save up rather than have to post pictures of yourself to find somebody prepared to accept you. I
No,
mean,
I know you're.
I think
Yeah.
that's how I do it if I were gay.
Okay, well, I'm just. It would have been nice if it happened to me when I was young, when I, put it out there when I was young, and then I could have just been like, but no, when
No,
I'm
but
out
but
of.
you might have been so fucked up and drug addicted and diseased if you'd done it too much as a young person. You
I would
don't
have.
know. You don't know what could have been if you hadn't,
Okay,
taken
well,
the
I'm just
stuff.
saying, like, it's just not at this point in my life. I don't necessarily want my pictures leaked, but you know what I mean. Like, when you're all, it would be different if I was like, sexy daddy and I had a nice body and like, I was like, you can
Well, I think
be,
a lot. Hmm. Yes, I
you
mean,
know,
I'm sure we'd all like to have gym-toned bodies with six packs and whatnot. If we were men, I guess. Um, but it's okay. It's okay um, not to be a porn not to be a porn star. I mean, you know how obvious it is. Some months ago, I was on this high street in a part of London, and they were advertising some all over. Um, I don't know. There's a special name for it, but it meant removing all the hairs on a man's body. And I thought, okay, so this beauty salon is offering um, a service for porn stars, I guess. Because why would any man want to have, his hair removed? It was sort of like, oh, you can remove the hairs on your chest, you can remove the hairs on your abdomen, you can remove the hairs on your back. And I thought, what the hell is going on? It must be a service for male for porn actors.
I mean, it could be a service for gay people too, and like there are even straight people who want to do it, but yeah, it's for gay and porn stars and stuff like that.
Yeah. So maybe that's not a good idea. Or I don't know, do you think you really would have been I mean, I guess when you think, oh, I would have I'd like to be a porn star when I was younger. Um, I was, um, but how what effect would that have had on your mind and your personal relationships? Maybe you wouldn't have the partner you currently have
You know,
if you had been a porn star.
well, I don't want to think about not being able to
Also, I
do it.
think, you're actually quite fortunate to have been in a steady relationship.
Oh God. No, they're saying they're circulating on gay porn sites. I mean, they might be just trying to joke with me, but I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, they're out
So
there.
you don't want to be famous anymore because if you became famous, they're gonna put that.
I don't care. Let them. You know what? I have to get over it. I want an open society. You know what I mean? Like I do like have to get over it and just swallow it and deal with it. And I have nothing
Well,
else to do.
exactly. Because you have other things to do anyway. And actually, a lot of people are kind of, I mean, I guess they live in terror of being, uh, well, I mean, there's even a term for it, revenge porn, isn't there?
Yeah.
And you know, I actually know this woman who was a parent, and she was saying, and I, and her child went to private school, and she said, "Oh, and I went to this school to collect my son, and I saw this person, and yeah, I knew he was a porn star." I mean, you know, do you want that sort of thing?
Who is a porn star?
I don't know who this. No, she even mentioned the name of this guy, but I didn't exactly look at. Well, I didn't look him up at all. But I mean, it's not unknown. And then through another person, you know, there were, you know, who was saying, "Oh, so and so whom I went to school with. Well, he's a porn star now. But you know, even more interesting, he's a gay porn star. I mean, I think you had a lucky escape, to be honest. Because I suppose all this is normalized. All this is normalized. So in a way, people are trapped into thinking, "Oh, it's normal. I'll do it," you know, for some payment. But well, anyway, I mean, you know, it's not a big deal. It's not. Well, I don't think it's a big deal. Which is why I didn't react. And it's part and parcel of the culture of today.
Well, let's see how long it takes for them to get over this because I mean the sex pictures were one, but then that I'm not going to take it down because then I'll look like you know, I don't want to look like, you know, anyone who takes down their videos looks worse than leaving it up, right?
Because it means you're ashamed.
Yes,
And you know, maybe you'll think I'm flattering myself, but they might want to use it against me. Might want to use your pictures against me.
against you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look who she's talking to. Yeah.
Well, it just, you know, it's I can't take it down because I don't want to look like, you know, Dr. Michael J. Brown, you know, where it gets into a no high discussion with me and then he takes it down. Obviously makes him look like shit, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you know, I can't take it down because then I'll look even worse. And then they're gonna be like, Vincent's trying to hide.
Well, I'm glad you're taking such a principled stance on it, and I'm you know I'm neutral about it. I mean, you know, I don't claim to be, you know, Miss Morally Perfect. I
No,
mean,
I mean,
I just have to, you know, I mean, I don't want people to think that secular Quranism is, you know, all the things that, you know, all these Islamophobes want to think it is, like throwing gates off tall buildings and stonings and beheadings for, you know, for nothing at all. Um, so I'm going to, you know, see it as useful um, that we are talking, the two of us,
mhm.
and they can, you know, do their worst. And we will react, hopefully, in a rational and principled way to whatever they throw at us.
Very sad. Anyway, um, well, I think that still I'm not as bad as these people when it comes to degeneracy. So, you know, and
Mhm.
it was one of them. I mean, why did he want to be associated with that anyway? Well, I mean, no, no, no. What I'm saying it was like one of them, as in like that level of person that was involved, like you know, right wing kind of like a hypocrite, and obviously, I don't know why this person wants to hurt me or whatever, but I want to eat something.
Do you know anything about Hormaxer?
Do I what?
Do you know anyone in the cube called Hormaxer?
Yes.
What do you think of him?
Well, all I know is he's Jewish and he promotes like, sleeping with women and trannies and, being a gigolo. Hello. Yeah, he's like a, half Italian, half Jewish, gay gigolo. I can't hear you, Claire.
Yes, sorry. I asked.
Hello?
Sorry,
Oh.
sorry, sorry. I'm a bit distracted because I'm listening to a message, um, and you were telling me about Hormaxer. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a Jewish Italian guy that promotes sleeping with every woman you meet and trannies.
I mean, this group is pretty degenerate, isn't it?
Yes.
And Stephen is basically streaming with him, so he's been sucked into this vortex of vice as well. And yeah, he'll be streaming later,
Who will be streaming later?
Stephen.
Oh, well, I'm not even going to like go over there and visit because he treats me like I'm not good enough for his show. So,
I don't think he was being that rude. I mean, sometimes he was winding down the show, and maybe he was a bit grossed out by all these references to corporophilia, which I guess, to be fair, maybe
I think he was being a little
it
bit.
is a bit
I
far
think he
from
was being
vanilla.
a little bit prudish, and I only mentioned it like twice. I wasn't going on and on and on and on and on about it. I brought it up, and then we were talking about other things, but just to act like, oh, so prudish and like, and then putting on this naive air that straight people are so, you know,
Well, I'm sure he wants you on, but I guess he has to sort of put on a persona of disapproval for the benefit of his audience, maybe.
but who the fuck is his audience if they're just these like, these like, old, women, these like, these kind of like never do bad Nancy's.
Well, they're not old women. The kind of lost boys, right? Who want to show disapproval of you and other people. Because I think, in a way, it's all about, well, at least I'm not as bad as X who does this or believes that. It's like, I may be bad, but I'm not as bad as, so and so. I mean, I know anti-Semites who say, well, I may be an anti-Semite, but at least I don't, blankety blank.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know, maybe they're alcoholics who say, well, I may be an alcoholic, but I don't drink, X number of bottles, in one day.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm supposed to be talking to him between. So well, have a look, even if you don't want to join in. Anyway,
What time does
have you
it
spoken
start?
to this Hormaxer person?
No.
Okay, but do you want to tell us a bit about him? I mean, he's just saying, I have a bedpost and it has so many notches, and I'm so wonderful because I've managed to bed all these women. Is that basically his shtick?
Yes, yes, and yes, yes, just sleep with every woman that you can find and don't get married.
But I suppose in an objective way, it's like, well, nobody's going to quarrel with my numbers because it's so high. And if that is my goal and it's so high, then it's kind of objectively better than anybody who has a lower score than me. But maybe achievement is not just measured in numbers, but in quality.
Yes, that could be true. Oh
Why are you so despondent? I think that I think the matter resolved itself. Well, I thought, well, I think it's a good thing that the cube are not the monsters we have been saying they are, that they have some redeeming qualities.
yeah, excuse me. Like what they did to me was not a redeeming quality. Like, and like
Well, you did sort of make yourself vulnerable by posting these photos.
yes, but it's not that. It's just that people aren't getting it. That I just wouldn't do that to one of them. I mean, I
I
wouldn't
think they
like.
would believe they do believe it of you. Well, I believe that you wouldn't do that sort of thing to
No, I
to to one of them.
I wouldn't, like being gay is a very personal thing and like coming out is a very personal thing. But also like, I just Claire, let's say that I went on Fat Life, which is this new fetish thing, and I saw you on Fat Life. I just would not share your profile. I just wouldn't
Sorry,
share
what is
it.
this website you just said? What is
Fat
it?
Fat Life, short for fetish life, Fat Life, Fat Life. And like
Okay,
if
okay.
I found your profile on Fat Life, I just wouldn't mention it to you and I would just, you know, just not
No,
say
and not
anything.
embarrass me.
Yeah, not
I,
embarrass you, bring it up, and like, all the disgusting things you wrote on your profile. you know,
well,
I
I will do the same too. I mean, but yeah. I mean, but I'd have to explain. I mean, because I couldn't say, "Oh, I was just browsing through the gay sex ads, Vincent, and I came across your profile," because then you'd say, "Well, what were you doing there?" And I just wouldn't be able to give a sensible answer, would I? Stalking you? I mean, what? But I mean, like yesterday, I was, giving this example of these two married fathers, and they bump into each other at this gay nightclub. I mean, what are they going to say? Fancy seeing you here. I never knew you were like that. Give my regards to the wife and children, won't you? Or they'd have to. Well, okay. I mean, I guess there's two options. It's like, okay, these men could get it together, or pretend they never saw each other, never refer to it. You know.
mhm.
But I mean, I like to think that, maybe a lot of these disgusting practices never actually take place in real life, and that it just stays in the minds of these people who might get off it, or they don't actually do it. That's what I hope. And I hope that John Bounce doesn't get round to his meeting his tranny girlfriend and you know, getting together with her, him, I don't know, and hopefully all these things stay online and in the mind and are not actually performed. That is what I hope.
And then we'll watch Ramsey when it gets here. We'll watch Ramsey when it gets here. Yeah. Um,
Are you expecting a visitor?
I'm expecting food in about 40 minutes.
Hmm.
Well, I just have to take it in stride. But um, okay. Well, yeah, moving on, just dropping the subject totally,
Hmm.
and and it's hard to bounce back from, like, because it's just like, it's very sensationalist, so people are gonna like uh watch it, and I'm gonna get views and I'll get subscribers, but what kind of subscribers am I going to get? Probably more like freaks, you know.
Well, the thing is, you just move on and you talk about the things you want to talk about. You're not going to be endlessly talking about, gay telegram groups. Hopefully we'll return to the subjects that we usually discuss after this little bump on the road.
Yes, yes. Um,
Yeah, and in a way, it makes it more interesting because people will they will be saying, "Oh, but Vincent has no right to be talking about this." I mean, people say that about me, I, but the thing is, no matter how bad our morals, we can repent in theory anyway. So you get all these sort of reformed criminals, reformed drug addicts, reformed alcoholics, or talking to to school children. I don't know if they still do that now, but saying, "Oh, don't do what I did. What I did was bad," that sort of thing. Or maybe they shouldn't even go to school. I don't know. But the idea is that we are we can repent and tell others not to do what we have done.
okay,
Hmm.
okay, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. No, sorry, that okay, like that was not directed at you. So okay, like, um, so I'm trying to think of what else to stream about. Um,
Oh
um,
yes, yes. I mean, I'm thinking in terms of future videos. Maybe give a listen to my stream with Khaled earlier this morning about how to. Um, well, he's writing a book, and um, and I basically suggested a few chapter headings. I don't know if he'll follow them or not. And it's basically addressed to what I said the Islamophobe's guide to you know uh, Muslim happiness or something, and he didn't quite like the thing. And I said, look, really you want to talk to these people. You're not giving your fellow Muslims advice. You are really talking to white people. And I guess he's so excited about you because I think all these Muslims see you as a potential Muslim. Like it's like he's so bad, he's so degenerate that if we could get him to become Muslim, it would be such a feather in our cap, and we would get. That's what they think of you. They're kind of rubbing their hands in glee. I mean, really, they will want you on their channel, and you're so stereotypically gay. So, it's like, everybody will just know what you are. And if you're on their channel, it'll be this shock horror sensation, all the controversy. How can you allow such a man to come on your respectable Islamic channel? And da da da. I think they can make a lot of it if they're clever.
yes.
And you'll be, oh yeah, for a while you were belle of the ball with Norvin and his lot, weren't you?
I don't know if I was the belle of the ball, but
I just think of you as some character and Gone with the Wind and in a ball gown and all the men waiting queuing up to dance with you. But they were quite keen on you, weren't they, for a while?
you know,
Are you still on speaking terms with Norvin, or has he blocked you?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. This is horrible. This is horrible that these are the only people that'll listen to me. And I mean, and probably the dregs of them too. Obviously.
No, I think people are listening. I think, okay. the I he- I heard of this before you told me. So it seems to me then that they kind of want me to say, "Oh, that's so disgusting. I'm never going to stream with him again," and then they would be, pleased because that was their, what they set out to do. And as far as they're concerned, I didn't react in the right way. But I think a lot of people are quite interested in what they. I mean, okay, we haven't got that many views, but I think our algorithms are being deliberately suppressed. I mean, Luke Ford's viewing figures are pretty low. I mean, for a while I felt quite guilty about it because, when I arrived, I mean, they were quite healthy, and then they were just sort of dropping off. All the numbers fell, and I thought, is it anything to do with me? Is it my fault? Making his viewing numbers fall. And then he didn't have me on his channel anymore, but still his viewing numbers fell, and I thought my viewing figures were quite healthy until they just dropped off. And I mean, yesterday, um, Stephen, no, it was Jay Walker who said I was apparently so successful, and I self sabotaged, and I thought, no, um, just because I wouldn't talk to him anymore doesn't mean that I self sabotaged. And anyway, I'm talking to Stephen J. James.
What time?
In about between 6:30 and 7.
How long is that away?
Half an hour. It is now nearly 6 my time, 10 minutes to 6, so about 40 minutes
Yeah, that's about as much time as I have left.
to before your food arrives.
Yes. Um,
Okay, I'm going to listen to Stephen J. James's message to me because I didn't, because I'm talking to you, I can't. So I'm going to um, take just a minute to hear what he was actually saying.
okay. Oh, I just have to get over this. It's a vanity thing. I'm just upset that bad pictures got. I mean, I wouldn't care if they were like sexy. That would be nice, but they were bad. They were not good. Did not make me look sexy.
Um, sorry, what did you just say? Or you just sort of
I said
having
I
a
wouldn't
moan
mind.
about it?
I wouldn't have mind if the pictures were sexy, but they're not sexy. So
Well, well, you don't want to be a porn star. Not really. Because you would have led an entirely different life and you wouldn't have had a stable relationship, would you?
I could have. Yeah, there's plenty of people that would accept a gay porn star as their boyfriend. It happens all the time in the gay community.
Oh, really?
Oh, of course. You're big.
Okay.
You're a big catch if you're a porn star. You can get 3 boyfriends if you're a porn star.
Yeah, but maybe, your boyfriends might be sort of jealous and angry and whatever. And then they'll always be suspicious. And maybe you don't want that. But anyway, okay. I mean, it's over. You don't want to be a porn star really, and maybe at your age, it's probably not a good idea. Mind you, I hear all kinds of strange things about um that they sometimes they like the geeky sort of guy because that feeds a particular narrative to make geeky men think they have a chance. So that there are geeky men who become porn stars.
Yes.
But But anyway, the point is that I think the people are just going to use this against me and say, "Oh, how could you care? How could you stream with somebody like Vincent and all that?" And maybe, but I'm being a bit egotistical in thinking that. I don't think it will affect um, your viewing figures. And I suppose it will depend on how we react. I mean, if you want to talk about that, fine, or we can talk about well, the things we usually talk about, and advance the argument in some other way. But I think the idea of all these characters will be part of the entertainment for people watching. Jord getting angry with you and accusing you of blackening his name and then rage quitting. Maybe some people would find that entertaining.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I'm leaving it up. I mean, there's entertainment quality in it. Um, I'm not, and then taking it down would really make me look bad because then I'll just look like, Michael J. Brown or some other person, and I'm just not that type of person. I'm just not that type of person that I wouldn't go around criticizing people for that.
Yeah, because I mean, it will do you no harm to have a reputation for honesty and principle. So
Yeah,
you might as well
no,
use these stories against yourself, for yourself.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Anyway, I do want to end. I just wanted to do a short stream, and you have something to do soon. I just wanted to, if
Okay.
so there was a short stream so that they could say that I fixed the situation and whatever, repented.
Yes. There is a typo. Apologies should be apologize. Yes.
Let me hold on. I don't. I don't care. I don't have time for that.
Okay.
Anyway, let me go.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.